I hope you're out there being more than conquerors, doing great things out in your communities, for your friends, for your families, all for the glory of God. So today I'm going to talk about how when they can't control you, they will gaslight you. So this is quite a common occurrence, There's so many people out there in the world that seek to control you, seek to control your energy, where you focus your energy. They sense your energy and they want to control it, they want to harness it, right? So they'll use a lot of familiar tactics. And when that doesn't work, you will be gaslit, right? So this is something you've got to watch out for, and it's a popular tactic. And you start to think, okay, something strange is going on here. What is that? They'll say things to you that will have you questioning what you might have said. And you know what you said, but they'll put it across in a way that makes you start to question your own reality. And it's a popular tactic. They'll use this against the chosen ones. When it comes to chosen ones, you're carrying a lot of light. You're carrying the light and frequency of heaven, okay? And the normies, the lost, they want to control that. They don't have access to that by themselves, so they want to control that energy. They want to control you as a vessel for that energy. So if they can control you, they can control their energy, but they aren't interested in accessing the Holy Spirit for themselves, So they just want to use you as a tool for that, right? So all kinds of tactics will go on, right? Attempts to manipulate, get you to do exactly what they want you to do, and they'll use all kind of mind games, and it goes on, right? And when they can't get what they want, it switches to gaslighting tactics, and I've seen this over and over again, and it's something chosen ones have got to be very aware of, because it's easy to get sucked into that vortex, because a lot of normies, a lot of the lost, you got to understand, you got to know they're filled with demons, a lot of them, right? And demons are very manipulative, and demons, a lot of them are monitoring spirits, right? So they know a lot about you, right? They know all kinds of things about you that the person couldn't possibly know. So when you're presented with these things that a person starts to tell you things that they couldn't possibly know about you, or know your thought processes, and start presenting you with that, that's going to kind of throw you off kilter, right? You're going to start questioning your own reality. That's another manipulation tactic that is commonly used. So it's always a good idea to maintain a safe distance from these types of people. I don't advocate cutting yourself off from people completely, because we have a purpose in this world. We have a mission, and it's not to just hide ourselves away, hide the light away. You got to put it out there, plant seeds, but you've got to go into it with an awareness. You've got to be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove. So you go out there, you're aware of what you're dealing with, and you recognize the red flags early on, okay? And how the person responds, that's up to them. But you don't have to accept the bad behavior. You're not going to be controlled by it, right? You're not going to be manipulated. And this is the main goal, is to manipulate you to give them what they want. And that's not in the cards at all. Another interesting aspect to this phenomenon is it will happen as a form of gang stalking. So you'll be gaslit by a group of people, right? And a lot of the times it can be very subtle, very, very subtle. But you're aware of it. You'll notice there's something going on, So always maintain healthy boundaries with people like this. So it's not just the lost, it's not just the reprobates, the normies out there. Traumatized people also can cause a lot of problems. many of them will have, you know, demonic attachments. So I would say with those sort of people, you know, you got to kind of help them, but don't just give in to them. Don't just give them what they want whenever they want it. You know, that's a bad idea. You know, and before you know it, you become their puppet. You know, because the spirits in them are very cunning and very manipulative, and if you fall for it, it's going to be bad news. So I hope this video has been useful to you today. If you like this video, please like, please share, please subscribe. Do consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already